Hey everyone, hope you all are doing well today. Thank you all for being a part of today's focus group on optimizing business decisions with Zia and Zoho CRM. If you've attended any of our focus groups before, you know what they're all about. But for our first timers here, these webinars are purely to help you use and understand Zoho features better to implement the same in your business easily. And that's the aim behind every focus group, to make things a little easier. This webinar is a part 1 that covers Zia's features in Zoho CRM. We'll be discussing in detail the purpose of these features for your business needs and how Zia as an AI sales assistant can make your business process much easier. From discussing the features to setting up a few automations for a sample business use case, we'll be taking you through it all. We'll be demonstrating each of the features we discuss, so do have your CRM system handy so that you can try them out simultaneously and post your questions in the Q&A panel. I'm Jerry from the Zoho community team, and I'll be walking you through today's session. Joining me are Udaya, Karthik, and Aishwarya, who will be acting as our panel today. Do make the most of their presence and feel free to ask any related questions that pop up. We have a Q&A session towards the end of today's focus group, but you can ask questions as the session progresses using the chat interface. Here's a little housekeeping before we begin this webinar. We've had to pre-record this webinar to avoid technical difficulties as much as possible. However, if we do face issues during the session, please be kind as to let us know in the chat box and we will rectify it ASAP. As the name suggests, today we'll be taking a dive into the various features of Zia, an AI-based sales assistant for Zoho CRM. For those of you who are already aware of the benefits of Zia, we hope that this webinar aims to serve as a reiterative session. For those of you who have less knowledge about the advantages of Zia, or for those who want to utilize Zia to its maximum, we can assure you that you've come to the right place. In this part 1 of a 2-part series, we've handpicked a few features and the remaining features will be covered in part 2. As we keep discussing the topics, we'll pick business challenges that Zoho customers like yourself have faced and discuss how Zia's features in Zoho CRM can be leveraged to get past them. Now consider this business use case. Let's say you own a travel agency. You have in-house teams that take care of branding, marketing, the organizing, planning, and customer support. You've been running this business for the past 3 years. You've made good progress and you wish to amplify things and at the same time try and test out new things for the business to keep up with the ever-changing trends. You come across this person's profile, in this case, let's say this person Scott, on a hiring website. Scott is well versed with sales and has ample experience of working with customers in the travel and tourism industry. Now, at the same time, if you have to hire Scott, you need to spend a lump sum to get this business changing genius on board. You think for a while and then you probably do what you think is best for your business. You hire Scott. Why? Because Scott appears and promises to do all things for your business. Now, this comes with a cost. And there is no way one can say that Scott will never make a mistake. Not all times is Scott going to guide your business in the right direction. But even during all these times, you still have to keep paying Scott. Now, are you able to think for another way here? A way in which you can get all the insights, the help, and the valuable business guidance and still save up on costs? Yes, this webinar is to tell you that that way exists with Zia, an AI-based sales assistant in Zoho CRM that helps you make better decisions for your business with timely alerts, notifications, and unique suggestions, all automatically. Zoho CRM aims to use the power of artificial intelligence to revolutionize decision-making across all areas for any business. Zoho CRM offers valuable insights and suggestions that permeate every aspect of CRM management, including automation, customer engagement, analytics, and data management. This AI companion within Zoho CRM helps manage your business CRM intelligently by fetching the needed information, taking notes while dictation, predicting the outcome of sales activities, detecting anomalies, automating mundane tasks, and much more. Now let's quickly go back to the previously said example. Zia is basically an unpaid employee for your business who does it all. The most important thing is that Zia provides unique suggestions that completely aid in making better business decisions, arriving at better conclusions. In conclusion, it helps business owners optimize their activities and plan better for the future. Zia offers you the AI experience across the breadth of Zoho CRM under six key categories, namely data management, customer experience, productivity, insights and analytics, intelligent alerts, customer engagement, and retention. Let's take a look at the features under these categories. Under data management, we have data enrichment with Zia and Zia image validation. Under customer experience, we have best time to contact customers, email and call intelligence, recommendation builder and related analytics, and next best experience. Under productivity, we have similarity recommender, macro suggestions, workflow suggestions, record owner suggestions, and conversational AI, that is Ask Zia. Under insights and analytics, we have strategy influencer, Zia for forecasts, and Zia presentation. Under intelligent alerts, we have Zia notifications, competitor alerts, anomaly detection, and trend analysis. Under customer engagement and retention, we have prediction builder and analytics, voice of the customer, AI scoring, and churn prediction. Data enrichment. All sales reps have a way to go about their sales calls. They have a working template which is improvised most often. This improvisation or a tactical approach that they take involves data and its correctness. If you're a salesperson or if you're leading a sales team, you will have to make sure that you have all the right details about a potential customer. The correctness of this data is highly needed as you don't want your salespeople to appear as less competent or put in an awkward scenario when they talk to a particular potential customer with wrong data. Not only in sales, but for any segmentation purposes or identifying customer avatars. Correctness of data is required, and here's where data enrichment can come in handy. Data enrichment goes back to the quality of a business CRM data. It is of utmost importance for any business because when it comes to selling, it all starts here. When the data is incomplete or incorrect, sales representatives might lack the ability to understand their prospects and their needs better. Keeping this in mind, Zia, your intelligent sales assistant, can help you make sure that your CRM data is complete. Based on as little information that you give, such as name, company, or website of a record, Zia crawls pages and retrieves you additional information about the record, such as company size, phone number, and address, and other details. Now let's quickly take a look at how Zia enriches data for these specific modules. For leads, its company name, website, and email address. That is based on a pre-existing record. Here, Zia will use the primary information that is being provided for a record. Once you type in the company name, Zia will search for more information about the lead based on this company name. Likewise, for accounts, it's account name, website. For contacts, it's the account name and email address. Once the data is entered for one or more primary fields, Zia crawls the electronic files from across the web to fetch additional information about a particular lead, such as company size, phone number, address, etc. The fields for which Zia fetches information are called as enrichment fields. The data enrichment settings in Zoho CRM can also be modified. It is possible to enable data enrichment for selected modules only. For example, you can enable only for the leads module and not for the accounts module. Since the field names are most often different, for example, titles called as designation, field mapping can also be modified. All enrichment fields, the one that Zia fetches info to, are mapped with the respective Zoho CRM fields by default. But upon creating custom fields, here's a list of the fields that will be mapped. Social handles, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, website, Skype name, address, that is state, street, city, zip code, country, designation, company name, phone, other phone, fax, email, secondary email, and industry type. So for data enrichment, now go to setup. Under Zia, click on data enrichment. Here, you can see the profile permissions and status details listed for the modules. Enable or disable the data enrichment status for the respective modules based on your business requirements. Now, to enrich records while creating one, go to the leads, accounts, or contact modules to create a record. In this case, we wish to create a record for a prospect named Gary, who has obviously shown interest to travel with our agency. We enter the basic details like the first name and the last name. We add the phone number. Also add the email. And now importantly, when we enter the company name, you can now see that enriched data available is now displayed on top. This link will appear only after you enter any of the primary fields like email address or website or company name. Here, when you click on this, we can see new data like city, country, website, and secondary email that Zia has crawled and enriched. You can select the respective checkboxes and allow Zia to populate the enriched information in the corresponding fields. Now click on Save to see your prospect with all the enriched data. Now to enrich a record while editing. In the record details page, click on the three dots and click on Enrich Data. You can now see that Zia has found details for phone. Click on Update Contact. You can see that the same has been added here. Click on Save. Populated data is added. Now, to monitor history of data enrichment, go to Setup. Click on Data Enrichment. Click on History. Here you can use the filters to find out which data has been enriched and when. To view usage statistics, you can click on here and check out the enrichment usage also for contacts and prospects. Zia Predictions. Won't it be nice to have someone tell you what's going to happen next? When it comes to your life, you might lose the thrill, but when it comes to your business, it's advised to be well informed of things in advance. This can most oftentimes help you save time, avoid a particular instance, or even take advanced precautionary measures. In our business use case, would it be helpful to know the estimated business growth for the year, considering the travel conditions, and allocate budgets and hire people likewise? This can help solve a lot of problems for the business, like setting a reachable goal and planning their tasks aligned with this in mind. Zia's Prediction Builder can help forecast growth by year, costs, taxes, salary expenditures, the likelihood of winning or closing a deal, the likelihood of a user buying a product, and much more. Before jumping into building a prediction, it is essential to understand what you wish to predict for your business. And even before you do that, it is pivotal to understand the supported data types for Zia's Prediction Builder. They are date time, date, percentage, decimal, number, currency, boolean or checkbox, single pick list. Zia's Prediction Builder has another important step, the predictions details page. This page displays the summary of the configuration and helps understand how well the model is performing and gives you a glimpse of Zia's learning score and other details related to the configuration. The details available on the page are summary, custom field, model accuracy, prediction accuracy, contributing factors, additional information, and waiting for data. Now let's take a look at a demo to build a prediction and check the prediction details based on our business use case. In this case, we wish to create a prediction model to predict the designation role of contacts as it might be easier to close deals. Reason B, a person in an executive position will be allowed to take some important calls for the team. In our case, pitching new trips and corporate tour plans to executives can ease the sales process better. So now go to setup, the Zia prediction, and a field prediction, click on new prediction. We give this a prediction name. We then select the module, and here we wish to predict the designation rule. We also specify the designation rules. And once that is done, can add the criteria. Since we want these executives to be well experienced, we have a specific list of records that Zia can use for learning. We set the date of birth to be before 1970. We select the range, their annual income. You also choose a marital status. And then we choose that the number of days visited should not be equal to 0. And once this is done, click on Save. Click on Yes, Create. You can now see that the configuration has been added successfully. Zia Score. Now imagine this. You're a salesperson, you have a target to achieve. Obviously, you're nearing the deadline. You have to close a couple of travel deals with potential customers who opted for your service. You open your CRM system and suddenly you're seeing numbers that are scores next to the names of the records, showing you how likely they are to be a customer. Isn't that a relief? You negate the potentials with low scores and pay attention to the ones with the above par and high scores. This not only saved you time but also would have gotten the job done faster. Now here's the deal. You can stop imagining this scenario because Zoho CRM makes it possible with Zia scores. Segmenting customers in a CRM system based on various factors such as geography, products purchased, revenue spent, and time taken to close a deal helps understand which leads or customer require attention, which ones to focus on, and what the next step in the sales cycle should be. On the other hand, Lead scoring can be set up in a CRM system to help with customer segmentation, which plays a significant role in prioritizing leads, customer retention efforts, and planning efficient sales and marketing strategies. Now, what if I told you that Zoho's artificial intelligent assistant can automatically score the leads and deals in your system and make your job easier? Zia Scores is an AI based scoring methodology which takes into account all the information related to a particular record and calculates a score for that record. Zia analyzes all this information to arrive at a score that represents the likelihood of conversion for a particular lead or deal, making it easier for businesses to prioritize their efforts and allocate resources more efficiently. All scores given will be out of 100. The categories of scores are need improvement, good, and excellent. Where need improvement signifies a score range of 0 to 50, good signifies a score range of 51 to 75, excellent signifies a score range of 76 to 100. Now let's take a look at a quick demo for Zia Score. To set up Zia Score, first go to Setup. Under Zia, click on Recommendation. Under Recommendation, click on System Recommendations. Here, you can activate Zia scores for your respective modules. Now, since we have switched it on for deals, click on Deals. Now you will see that Zia scores are perfectly placed right next to deal names for you to take a call on which deal to prioritize first. Image validation. As a travel agency, you also prioritize customer identity, so you keep track of customer images. You wish only to bring in quality deals that continue to bear fruit in your customer lifecycle. To keep a check at this process, you want to make sure that all contacts have customer images only. Well, this is brought to action just because a lot of people upload random customer pictures. Now, how will you make sure that only customer pictures are being uploaded? Based on the business requirements, these images will also be an integral part of your business's data. Since there evolves a great need to upload the correct images against specific product or people records. When a wrong image is uploaded, it takes a lot of time and effort to go back and correct these entries. And here a lot of valuable time is spent. If the same situation has a wiser workaround, the same time can be used to talk with customers. Here's where Zia Vision comes to play, the tool that makes image validation possible in Zoho CRM. It is a powerful data intelligence tool that is trained to review images that are uploaded to Zoho CRM and also helps validate them. Zia recognizes and classifies images and alerts a user whenever an invalid image is uploaded. But how does Zia identify these images? That's where Zia needs to be trained. To validate images specific to an organization, Zia needs to be trained. Training data involves several samples of the respective images, both right and wrong. For example, if you want Zia to identify a watch, you will upload somewhere around 50 to 60 images of watches to tell Zia how a watch should look. So now, after you have trained Zia, if someone uploaded a picture of a mobile phone instead of a watch by mistake, Zia can declare the image invalid. With Zia, you can create an image validation rule with two methods, namely complete image match and object detection. Complete image match comes in handy when the validation has to be done based on a complete match. Example, when you want to prevent someone from uploading the image of a TV instead of a watch. Object detection comes in handy when you wish the validation has to be done based on a specific object detected in the image. Example, when you want to prevent someone from uploading an image of a front load washing machine instead of a top load. With Zia Vision, an admin can access the pattern Zia has created based on the training data. It can instantly provide results whether the given input matches with the model Zia has created and shows if it is a success or a failure. Based on these results, the admin can make changes to the model. Success rate. This is nothing but how the accuracy of the image validation has been with Zia. If an undesired image is wrongly accepted by Zia as a suitable image, then the user has a way to convey to the system that the image validation is wrong. Similarly, if an image is allowed to stay in the system, Zia understands this to be a successful validation. As this pattern repeats, Zia will maintain a success score which tells you how effective AI image validation has been for your CRM usage. Upon a poor success rate, the training data set must be revisited. Now let's take a look at a demo for Zia's image validation based on our business use case. To create an image validation rule, go to Setup and under Zia, click on Vision. Here we click on New Rule and enter the new rail and enter the rule name. We select the module, select the standard layout and choose the image field as deal image and for all records. We click on desired and label and give this a label name. We already have a list of zip files for various images that can help train Zia. We attach that. And once that is done, click on attach. You can also add more zip files based on how you want Zia to be trained. Then click on save. You can now see that this rule is in progress. Let's wait for a few more minutes. You can now see that Zia has given this rule an accuracy score of 95. You can also test this model. And since in our case, the zip file contains pictures of people, we can try uploading pictures of anything else to see if the same goes through. You can see that it doesn't match. Here again you see that this doesn't match. But let's test another image that matches with the criteria. Yes, you can now see that this matching is successful. Now go click on leads. Now click on deals. Try adding, we upload an image. You can now see that Zia is validating this image. You can now see that Zia successfully validated the image and the same has been added as the picture too. Call intelligence. Your team had just completed making their cold calls about a new trip that is being launched at a discounted price. You're the person who should take a call on which potential to zero on next. Your team updates with the record of 200 calls made. Now, are you going to listen to all these recordings to take a call? How easier would it be if someone was sitting next to you and telling you how each call went and how the customer reacted or responded? Zia does that with its call intelligence. Zia provides the option to transcribe call recordings into coherent text. Along with the transcription feature, Zia can help analyze the conversation and automatically fetch important details. In fact, without even having to read the entire conversation, one can determine the call's sentiment, positive, negative, or neutral, as well as the customer's intent and emotion. Additionally, Zia also provides a one-line summary of the whole conversation. Zia for calls consists of the following features: call sentiment, call intent, call emotion, call summary. By now you've guessed it right. Zia's call intelligence is similar to email intelligence. Call sentiment. Here, Zia categorizes the call activity as positive, negative, or neutral. Positive call sentiment. Calls with a happy tone are categorized as positive. Negative call sentiment. When and if the tone of the call shows unhappiness, it's categorized as negative. Neutral call sentiment. Calls that have characteristics of both positive and negative sentiments are categorized as neutral. Call intent. Here, Zia analyzes call conversations and highlights the customer's intent. Call emotion. Zia monitors call conversations and highlights the emotions of the incoming and outgoing call activities. It can capture the following customer emotions: happy, enthusiasm, discontentment, frustration, gratitude, trust, confusion, and neutral. Call summary. Zia automatically summarizes the text spoken by the customer on the call and provides a concise description of the call in a single line of text. This helps sales reps and managers take a call on how the conversation went without listening to the entire recording. Now let's take a look at a quick demo to review Zia's call intelligence. To set up Zia's call intelligence, go to Setup. Under Zia, click on Communication. Now click on Call Intelligence and make sure that this toggle is switched on. When this toggle is switched on, call intelligence features like call sentiment, call intent, call emotion, call summary, politeness, and customer satisfaction can be switched on based on your business requirements. Now, you can go to the module calls, click on any record. You'll be able to see that the call has been transcribed, and you'll also find the sentiment, intent, emotion, and summary of the call displayed. Recommendation by Zia. Research from Accenture revealed that a staggering 91% of customers are more likely to shop with brands who acknowledge, remember, and present relevant offers and recommendations to them. Another study showed that product recommendations account for up to 35% of Amazon's total revenue. Source: Accenture.com and McKinsey.co. A potential customer opens your travel webpage. The site collects some basic data that aligns to a particular customer avatar and recommends trip plans to them. Any customer is likely to click on this list first, and if he or she is viewing a particular plan, a neighboring city trip can also be clubbed as a package with this, as most customers belonging to this avatar had taken these trips together. Doesn't that sound brilliant? You're upselling without the customer making a smirk, and that's a win. And that's possible with Zia recommendations. Any recommendation tool uses artificial intelligence to identify and analyze customer data such as their purchase details, interests, requirements, and behavioral patterns to suggest the most relevant product. This helps bring a significant difference to the overall revenue, sales, purchases, conversions, click-through rates, cross-selling, and upselling in a business. In this case, recommendation by Zia is a self-learning tool that recommends the right product for the right user at the right time by understanding the behavioral pattern of the entire customer base. Before we expect Zia to make its recommendations, we need to configure the recommendation builder based on our business requirements and sales strategies. So here are the steps involved in configuring the recommendation builder. Selecting the module that should be recommended. Here we can choose the module that contains information that we wish to be recommended. Also, criteria can be defined while wanting to set up the recommendation for a specific type of records. Selecting the recipient module. Here we can select the module that contains end user or customer information. Selecting the linking module. Here we select the module that contains information about the source and the target module, indicating the completion state of a process. Here we denote the positive values that Zia can consider to make the recommendation. For example, When a subscription is renewed, a deal is won, a product is purchased, or a course is taken, they indicate successful completion of a sales process. Now let's take a look at the types of recommendations in Zia. First time, depending on the buyer's first purchase, Zia will recommend the appropriate product. By keeping a track of people's first time purchases, Zia will recommend likewise. Repeat. This pattern will identify the product or service that is repeatedly selected by the buyer. Zia constantly keeps a track of customer purchases and recommends repeat orders too. Relationship. Here, Zia will identify the buying pattern and provide suggestions to cross sell for customers. Bundle. If any buyer purchases multiple items together, Zia will consider that as a bundle and recommend the products as a pack to the customers. Sequence. Here, Zia identifies that the products are purchased in a series and recommends the next items in the sequence if a similar purchase is made in future. Now let's take a look at a demo for recommendations by Zia. To configure recommendations, first go to Setup and under Zia, click on Recommendation. Click on New Recommendation, then click on Build from Scratch. In our case, the recommendation name is New Trip. And here we select the appropriate field for which you choose to predict from the drop-down list. In our case, we select products and the criteria is all records. We want the recommendation to be done for deals, and here again the criteria is all records. We select the linking module that stores information between deals and products as contacts. Now we select the criteria for contacts completion state. We first wish to check if the concerned person has been affected by coronavirus. Then we check if the person is currently under any medication. And since this is a new trip, it's aimed at an elder audience. The date of birth is also set likewise. Once it's done, you can set the duration. And then click on Save. You can now see that the recommendation has been successfully added. And once Zia is done learning from the data sets, this recommendation will be available on the main list. Trend analysis. The travel agency has been running well, but suddenly one day your executive tells you that one particular trip alone hasn't been picked up by people for a long time. Now this raises suspicion because that long time in our case would be 2 full years. So if a particular trip hasn't been chosen for a long time, that has to be looked into. But you got to know about this only now and not anytime sooner. If you knew any sooner, there would have been some action to avoid the money that has been going away despite people not choosing this trip. What if you had a system that informed you about this unusual business trend within 1 month? Well, that's what Zia Trends is all about. Zia can help you track sales analytics without having to monitor regularly. In the trends dashboards, the sales trends and team's performance can be viewed. Built on data from the past and current usage, the trends dashboard displays important sales metrics as patterns. Also, Zia automatically detects and notifies of any anomalies in these patterns. A sudden spike or a dip from what is normal to your business is called an anomaly. Zia catches these anomalies and sends prompt notifications. Gone are the days when one has to look for inconsistencies in their business processes manually. Zia brings it to them automatically so that they can identify the problem areas at the right time to take actions or find what's helping in the growth of the business so that they can invest in it more. The trend line, the pattern in which the given business metric is supposed to fare going by a past data. The actual line shows how the given business metric is faring in reality as against how it's supposed to shown in the trend line. A sudden spike or dip that is unusually normal to the business is called an anomaly. The red circles in the chart denotes an anomaly. Now let's take a quick look at a demo for trend analysis. To take a look at trend analysis, click on Analytics, and under Dashboards, click on Sales Trend. Here, you'll be able to see the actual line, the trend line, and the anomaly. Based on filters, you can see how your business is functioned. Ask Zia. During this webinar, there have been so many instances where we've addressed a scenario about having a personal assistant to get the job done as we dictate or ask for it to be done. But we told you that this is possible with Zia. Come on, we weren't kidding when we said personal sales assistant. Zia's conversational AI feature provides an interface where any question can be answered based on any module within Zoho CRM. You could just simply ask Zia, "Hey Zia, get me the deals closing this month by stage," and the information will be at your perusal instantly. Zia not only saves time but also promptly provides with any information asked for in Zoho CRM. Based on questions, Zia displays the information in form of list of records, numerical values, dashboard components, global search, sort records using advanced filters, frequently asked questions in Zoho CRM. Here are a list of actions that Zia can perform: create task, create event, change deal stage, add note, create record, convert lead, and call a customer. Routine messages like predefined questions or messages with stipulated time and frequency can also be configured for Zia to fetch information automatically and alert the concerned personnel without manual interference. Now let's take a quick look at a demo for Ask Zia. Now go to the bottom right corner and click on Ask Zia. Here, you can ask Zia any basic questions like deals this month, profits this month, etc. And when you do so, you can also see that Zia instantly replies. You can also ask Zia to perform actions. For example, you're on a sales call and you quickly want to add a prospect to your CRM. You can directly do that to your CRM with the help of Zia, rather than searching for a piece of paper and a pen that writes properly. Here we ask Zia to create a contact. We enter the first name and the last name. Once we enter the phone details, we send in the email address. You can now see that Zia has created a contact for us. You can click on here to check the record. Like seen previously, you can also enrich data here to find out other information about this record. Email intelligence. Now let's take this scenario for instance. Like having to go through 200 call recordings, let's say you now have to go through 200 emails and you have to open each mail and read them all line by line to understand the customer conversation. How easy would it be if someone told you the crux and the customer tone of each email? You guessed it right. That's what Zia's email intelligence is all about. In Zoho CRM, Zia helps capture important information from customer emails, such as customers' personal information or details of a meeting, as well as automatically suggest engaging subject lines to boost the open rate of emails. Furthermore, without even having to read the entire conversation, one can know the intent of the email, as in a request, a query, a complaint, as suggested by Zia. By just simply choosing to switch on email intelligence, Zia provides these following features: data enrichment from email signatures, activity extraction from email, intent of an email, email sentiment analysis, summary of an email, email subject line suggestion. Data enrichment from email signatures. Zia's data enrichment from email facilitates data population for leads, contacts, and accounts from the email signatures. Details like email address, website, contact number, company name, social handles, designation, company location, and address mentioned in the email signature can be captured into the CRM record. Activity extraction from email. Zia's activity extraction from emails can help you capture meetings, tasks, and calls automatically from an email. Intent of an email. Zia will monitor the email conversations and show you the intent of the received emails as tags. Summary of an email. Here, Zia automatically summarizes the text of emails and provides a concise cite of the email in a single line. This way, without opening the mails, the recipient will know the context and decide which email requires priority and which ones can wait. Besides viewing the email summary, a CRM user can perform the following actions by clicking the drop-down text next to the reply. Download email attachments, reply to the email, forward the email, preview email and initiate print action, linking the email to a CRM deal. Email sentiment analysis. Zia analyzes the sentiment of incoming emails and categorizes them into positive, negative, or neutral to help the recipient decide which email needs their immediate attention. Email subject line suggestion. Once the email content is being typed, Zia will analyze it and automatically suggest the most suitable subject line as a placeholder text in the email subject box. The suggested placeholder can be clicked to be used as the email subject line. Consecutive negative sentiments. Zia notifications for consecutive negative email sentiments helps give the team a heads up every time a customer sends consecutive negative emails. This feature helps you identify customers who are not satisfied with the organization's services, take insights from previous conversations, and take the best possible steps to avoid that customer and also help in retention. A particular number of negative sentiment emails can be sent to trigger a notification based on business requirements. In our case, if a customer has expressed their discomfort thrice continuously, then a trigger can be set to alert the team about it. Now, where we find these alerts? The alerts for consecutive negative sentiments will be displayed in the Zia notification panel, record detail page, sales inbox page while opening an email. Now let's take a quick demo for consecutive negative sentiments. To enable email intelligence, click on Setup. Under Zia, click on Communication. Click on Email Intelligence and make sure that this toggle is switched on. When this toggle is switched on, you can also switch on your toggles for other features that email intelligence provides. For example, email summary, email intent, activity extraction, data enrichment from signature, and email sentiment. You can also tick the consecutive negative sentiment here to make sure that you receive alerts based on multiple negative emails from customers. You can also choose to get your info if consecutive count is more than one time or how many ever times based on your business requirement. Now go to any contact. Under the related list, click on emails. Now here you'll be able to see the intent, emotion, and sentiments displayed for emails without even having to open them. When you click on view summary, you'll also have a one-line summary of the email displayed. We've come to the end of this webinar, so let's take a quick summary on revisiting all the topics that were discussed here. Data enrichment. It helps make sure that CRM data is complete and has all the updated information, which helps you sell better. Zia Predictions helps build custom predictions for a business to predetermine growth by year, costs, the likelihood of winning or closing a deal. Zia Score automates segmentation and lead scoring in Zoho CRM. Image validation reviews and validates images uploaded to Zoho CRM. Call intelligence helps see a one-line summary of the whole conversation, including intent, sentiment, and emotion of the call. Recommendation by Zia recommends the right product for the right user at the right time by understanding a behavioral pattern. Trend analysis displays sales trends and important sales metrics as patterns. Email intelligence captures important information from customer emails without reading the entire conversation. We hope that this focus group, Optimize Business Decisions with Zia and Zoho CRM, was of value to you. Use the implementations, try and test them out based on your business requirements. Reach out to us even if you have the slightest of difficulties, and we'll be happy to assist you to get through the same. We'll meet you with another focus group webinar very soon. Until then, goodbye.